I'm very comfortable making sure that when I'm building my teams, I'm identifying all of my weak points. I'm hiring people who are smarter than I am to make sure that collectively we are strong. Secondly, when it comes to debating options, I actually make it a point in my meetings to appoint one person whose job it is to criticize everything that I say. It doesn't matter how strongly and confident I am. I want you to criticize. When we're in that brainstorming session, I give license to people to debate complex issues. And once you've done it for one person, trust me, everybody else feels comfortable that this is not somebody who is a Mr. Know-it-all. Once we have arrived at the best possible decision, and oftentimes in complex situations it's the third and fourth best options, then it's all troops on board. We're going to execute quickly, effectively. When we get it right, great. When we don't, we self-correct, learn, and move on. I have done this in many complex situations around throughout my career. Soon after the peace agreement was signed in Sudan and South Sudan, introducing a new currency in a post-conflict situation, it was something that I dealt with. It meant on one hand I was negotiating Islamic finance versus conventional finance. I was negotiating on the same day people in suits and army generals who had just come from the bush. I was negotiating between two countries that were struggling with oil revenues, yet we managed to find consensus. We managed to deliver the change that we needed effectively, quickly, and it was done. Together with my teams, I have worked in terms of Somalia, for example, when they were coming out of Ida arrears, working with colleagues to negotiate a transition from a party who is still forming government to resolve those type of issues. And ultimately, when it comes to Ida 20, keep in mind, when we were negotiating Ida 20, the world was in lockdown. COVID had hit us. The countries we were negotiating with for additional financing were losing thousands of their citizens as we were negotiating, asking them to contribute financing. But throughout the process, as director for the IDA team, working with the leadership of the bank, we were able to negotiate verbally, start to finish, a successful replenishment. That also included bringing forward the replenishment